I've worked for 30 years and I've learned from really incredible teachers, and I feel professional, but I still don't know what I'm doing and don't know who I am, and feel like every time I come to this studio, something else is going to happen that's going to change my life. Tengo 51 años, entonces más o menos como a los 13 empecé a trabajar en cerámica, porque cerámica tiene como que algo muy, en inglés se dice forgiving. It's a very forgiving material. It's forgiving in the sense that it memorizes every aspect of your hand when you're working on it. I think it's one of the most human materials, you know, because it's truly your body connected to clay. So there's a lot of the clay pieces in the exhibition. Also, there's a lot of carving. And in this show in particular, I started really doing carving into the ceramic work. When I was in the studio, I was thinking maybe there's a way I can make a painting that's also carved, right? And very surprisingly, what happens is that you end up drawing with great detail because you're only focused on light and shadow. So the two last pieces that I did are these, one titled Tiffany Twisted, that comes from a lyric of this Eagles Hotel California song, which I have to be very honest, I cannot stand the song because it reminds me so much of the tourism and the exploitation of Tijuana, where I grew up. So I like to work with things that I think I can't stand, you know? And so a lot of the titles, a lot of the language in the work comes from things that I try to like dominate somehow personally. Esta pieza que está aquí, que es una pintura bastante grande de flores que está pintada como en esta forma muy violenta. El título de esa pintura es Eat, Pray, Love, 2010, 2 hours, 13 minutes. Entonces, it's referring to, it's a book originally, but to this movie where Julia Roberts is a star. And it's basically a movie of like a female midlife crisis. And so I thought that the title sort of fit perfectly in it because it's a bit of this formulaic movie that is about all these very heavy things that happen in life, you know, where you become older, where you're trying to find yourself. So then there's this other piece. It's a big ceramic swan. And I wanted to represent something that was very domestic, where you have like these chickens that hold the eggs, you know, like in the middle of the kitchen, like for grandmothers. And I was thinking like, how do I make this really grand? And then also, how do I represent being a mother? You know, I'm a single mother. And I really feel like I did a good job. Like it's something that I really did well. So the two big canvases here that are titled Surface Penetration originally were made with the intention of trying to recreate this sort of tie-dye thing. This is in the underpainting. So all of the canvas I had filled with ice. And you know, the oil paint, it doesn't react to water. So when the ice actually melts, it starts turning into these very strange patterns. And these paintings, I think, have a lot to do with Los Angeles because there's so much driving on freeways and your witnessing of nature is all in motion. And it's all with speed and velocity. And these paintings have that feeling, like you're just passing through this long road of nature. And near that, there's a painting, and I have a series of paintings. In this exhibition, I just put one that is called All Access. It's almost like I come to the painting completely vacant. So there's no intention whatsoever. There's always a bit of fear, you know, every time I go into the studio every day. The first feeling is always fear. I mean, fear, I guess it might just be a natural thing because it's almost like you're confronting yourself every time. And then this work is really purely so personal because there's no filter really in it. So the all access painting is about really like approaching something with nothing and trusting whatever comes out.